shit. Hi, hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the All Access Patreon members who are seeing this first. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you haven't already connected with me over on Patreon, it's completely free to join and you still get some benefits. Recently, I released parts of a full album reaction early on Patreon. They got it on Thursdays. YouTube got it on Sundays. If there's ever a video blocked on YouTube, it will be accessible for free on Patreon. And of course, it's ad-free. However, if you are interested in supporting my channel further, there is now an all access Patreon membership tier that you can purchase. And you get early access to all my content, extended versions, non-blurred music videos, things like that. All the information will be in the description below. I'm working my way through Kendrick Lamar's discography. We've done Section 80, we've done Good Kid, Mad City, we've done deluxe versions, we've done music videos, we've done all sorts of things. And now we're gonna jump into Pimp a Butterfly. I'm really excited. If you're on YouTube and this is gonna be released in parts, any information like that will be in the description below. This seems to be one that people in my comments have always said that they think I will enjoy a lot. This and probably the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I think I see probably the most, so I'm really excited. I loved Good Kid, Mad City, and I also loved Section 80. His foundation stayed so true while still being so different, and I'm just excited to experience another one of his albums. We are going to start with the single version of I believe. My Patreon members asked me to react first before we jump into the album. I'll talk about the album art cover and all of that then, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into the single. They told me I'm looking for something with two hands. Looking at the album cover for the single version of I, it looks like two hands with a heart. Oh, and it's got red and blue. So I'm assuming that's gonna be about different gangs. Oh, that's so cool. And they're both doing hearts. That's a really cool album cover. I really like that. I'm nervous but excited. I think that's kind of my MO at this point. And I have all the animals in the back. So hopefully we can get through this. I also had issues with my audio equipment, but I think I found like a Band-Aid solution. So here's to hoping that that works out. Because if not, I know I'm gonna have a lot of upset people at me because like I can only react once. So fingers crossed. All right, without further ado, let's hop into the single. If I could find the screen. I did not expect that, okay. I'm literally a second, I was just trying to get the lyrics up and I'm already like, what? Huh?
This is a word. Trial, tribulation, but I know God. Satan wanna put me in a bow tie. Pray that the holy water don't go dry, yeah. As I look around me, so many motherfuckers wanna down me, but enemy gon' never drown me. In front of a dirty double mirror, they found me, and I love myself.
The world is a ghetto with big guns and dick inside.
I love myself,
But they can do what they want whenever they want. I don't mind.
I love myself,
He said I gotta get up. Life is more than suicide.
I love myself.
One day at a time. Sun gon' shine.
Everybody looking at you crazy. What you gonna do? Lift up your head and keep moving. Or let the paranoia haunt you.
Obviously, with that one line, he said, I gotta get up, life is more than suicide. That at least somewhat confirms that this is gonna be an intense album, but just the production of this is so, I mean, I know I say that all the time, like, I didn't expect this, but like, I just really didn't. First of all, I love the production, but I think the part that's really throwing me is like, I know people in the comments have said, like, I feel like I've been warned in a sense, not in the sense that any spoilers have come through, but the way I've reacted to certain songs on Section 80 and Good Kid, Mad City, people have been like, oh, just wait till she gets to this and it's a Pimp a Butterfly song, or it's just wait till she gets to Pimp a Butterfly. I was like preparing myself. I think I just anticipated just like coming out the door swinging, and not that there isn't, I mean, again, I'm 46 seconds into this. I'm not saying it's not gonna get there, and I'm not saying there hasn't been some lines that have made me be like, oh, yeah, this is probably gonna be intense, but it's just the production. Oh, I know what I also stopped. After Good Kid, Mad City, I know those have been really like reflective albums, right? Of like growing up where he did. And I have no idea where this one is going to be in that, if it's going to be in a timeline, if it's going to play out as a story. Like, I don't know. But it does kind of feel like a new chapter, you know, or a new book in the series, if you will. Trial, tribulation, but I know God. Like, especially how Good Kid, Mad City, it was kind of that journey of kind of getting to that point where he's like, okay, I have to do something different. And then, but Satan want to put me in a bow tie. So to me, that's almost like, I am still being tested. Pray that holy water don't go dry. And considering how at the end of Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, that whole back and forth. And I remember there was a line, I think it was in Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, when it's like, jump in the water, and I forget the line, but it's something about it. So it's like, this is almost like a continuation in a way, but it still feels like a new chapter. In front of a dirty double mirror, they found me. I feel like that's gonna be a telling line, but yeah, that's Satan in a bow tie. Like,
For me and my scars, everybody lack confident. Everybody lack confident. How many times my potential was anonymous? Peace to fashion police, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Let the runway start.
like
You know
that.
the miserable do love company. What do you want from me and my scars? Everybody lack confident. Everybody lack.
It's almost like as he's gone more on his journey and his fame has increased, it makes me feel like he's starting to get those types of pressures. The industry, the media, the fans, not even fans, just the listeners, I guess should be the better way to say it, because then there's more criticism. But what do you want from me and my scars? Like, that feels very like exploitive. He has been very, very transparent, and he has been very forthright, and we know that that's from day one. But I just think this to me feels like kind of the first step in the fame media really kind of getting bigger. Like, what do you want from me and my scars? As if he hasn't already given so much already from what we've seen. I just think that's interesting.
How many times my potential was anonymous? How many times the city making me promises? So I promise this. I love myself.
The world is a ghetto with big guns and dick inside.
I love myself.
But they can do what they want whenever they want. I don't mind.
I love myself.
He said I gotta get up, life is more than suicide.
I love myself.
One day at a time, sun go
They
shine.
wanna say it's a war outside, and a bomb in the street, and a gun in the hood, and a mob of police, and a rock on the corner, and a line full of fiend, and a bottle full of lean, and a motto on a scheme, yep. These days of frustration keep y'all on tuck in rotation. I duck these cold faces, post up, feed 5-4 from bases.
Ooh, I like that.
Dreams are reality's piece. Blow steam in the face of the beast. The sky can fall down, the wind can cry now. The strong in me, I still smile. I love myself.
The world is a ghetto with big guns and dick inside.
I love myself.
This feels like a kind of a continuation of Real in a way, of just like, you have to love yourself, be true to yourself, even in the face of this. That's kind of what it feels like to me. This is a very like different sound, like a funkier, I mean, maybe like a little soul, but I feel like there's another type of genre that I'm looking for that this feels, I don't, maybe it's like the drums kind of sound a little
Do what they want whenever they want. I don't mind.
earlier, maybe it was earlier, but anyways, some different influences in the music production, I think, with this one, and I'm really liking it.
He said I gotta get up, life is more than suicide.
I love myself.
One day at a time, sun go shine.
Walk my bare feet, walk my bare feet. Down, down, valley deep. Down, down, valley deep. I love myself. 5-4 from feet, 5-4. I love myself. Heart undone, my heart undone. I love myself.
The world is a ghetto with big guns and dick inside.
Ooh.
But they can do what they want whenever they want. I don't mind. I love myself. He said I gotta get up. Life is more than suicide. I love myself. One day at a time. Sun gon' shine.
I went to war last night. With a heart of medic weapon, don't nobody call a medic. I'ma do it till I get it right. I went to war last night. I've been dealing with depression ever since I adolescent. Ducking blessing, I can never see the message. I can never take the lead. I can never rub and weed from a negative and let it annihilate me. And it's evident I'm moving at a medium speed. Finna run into a building, lay my body in the street. Keep my money in the ceiling, let my mama know I'm free. Give my story to the children and a lesson they can read. And the glory to the feeling of the holy unseen. Seen enough, make a motherfucker scream. I love myself.
Oh, I love that. I love that we've kept up with the long outros. I am so... I don't know why. I touched on this a little bit earlier. I guess I just anticipated it to come in like really hot and heavy, like, and not in like a hot, that's not the term. Like, what is the term I'm looking for? Like, just, I guess really intense. Like, and swinging. Hot and heavy. Really? Thought it was gonna be really intense really quickly. I guess just because everyone's like, just wait till she gets to this one. I'm sure that that's probably coming, and the intensity. I think I was just so thrown by the production. I loved that production. I can't imagine after Good Kid, Mad City, this being the first single that was dropped for his new album. I'm sure everyone was like, what? It definitely still has like, I mean, same thing that I expected from him, that there's definitely layers. It feels like this is more buried in the good feeling of the music is kind of this undertone that makes me feel like we're about to talk about some heavy crap. I mean, you have suicide in here, right? He's clearly been struggling. I've been dealing with depression ever since adolescent. Ducking every other blessing, I could never see the message. I could never take the lead. I could never bob and weave. I'm negative and letting them annihilate me. Building, lay my body in the street. I will say, with some of my favorite songs, I love a good song that sounds like we're having a great time, but we are not. That juxtaposition is something that I really, really love in a song. It reminds me of anime. So much of anime, you look at the screen, you're like, oh, this is gonna be a sweet no. It's gonna rip your soul out. Oh, this looks like a nice show. Do not let your child watch that. Do not let your child watch that. That's what it makes me think of. I love the production, but it's got those undertones. And I really do love that he's definitely progressed. It sounds like we're talking about kind of the next chapter of his life. It sounds like it's kind of his first dealings with bigger fame and maybe the industry and all that kind of comes with it, the politics of it all. When was this album? We'll jump into like the full album and some details here in a minute. I really do love the end too, where it's like, I lost my head. I must have misread what the good book said. Oh, woes keep me. It's a jungle inside. Give myself again till the well runs dry. I think I'm gonna need more context from the album. I think that's a very intriguing line. And how I'm taking it, and again, this may be me projecting, but it makes me feel like the hypocrisy. You say that you're this, but then you go and spew so much hate. You know, like that sort of, it's like, did we read the same book? You know, the book where you love everyone and you take care of the sick and the poor and the ostracized. Did we read the same book where the people who crucified Jesus were people in the institution of the church that wanted to exploit the people who he was like, no, like, we have to care for them. We have to take care of them. We can't have things be unequal. That's just what that makes me think of. And I've had that moment a lot. Like, did we read the same book? I don't understand. And that's what it makes me feel. That may not necessarily be the way he meant it, but that's how I'm taking it. But we'll know more, I think, when we jump to the album. I just can't imagine getting that as a single and being like, what? Give myself again till the well runs dry. It's almost like I'll give everything and then I need to like refill myself, my faith. Again, sounds really lighthearted, but you know there's that undertone. Okay, I'm curious. I am very, very curious. Let's go ahead and jump into the actual album. So this came out on March 15th, 2015. And Good Kid, Mad City came out in October of 2012. Try not to like look too deeply at things because I don't want to spoil anything. He's 27, gonna be 28? Yeah, I think. Let's look at the art. Okay, so we're in front of the White House. Okay, so it looks like a group of men and boys too. So guys of all different ages. I don't think I see any women, so I think it's kind of hard to tell on this, if I'm being honest, because it's really blurry. I really wish it wasn't. It looks like... Oh, There's a judge at the bottom. Yeah, because it's got the gavel. Is that Kendrick in the middle who's holding the baby? I think it is. I clicked on like 7 different pictures and none of them are super clear if I'm being honest. I don't think the one on Spotify though is going to be much bigger. Actually, the one on Spotify is a little better. And it looks like they're holding like money, bottles, looks like alcohol. There's a kid who's flipping off the camera, I think. I think that's like a censored thing. I'm sure there's more significance here that I'm not seeing, like as far as like little details, but just in general, it looks like a group of all different ages of black men in front of the White House. And then that judge at the bottom with the gavel. I mean, so wait, hold on. So this is 2015 and his last album came out 2012. Black Lives Matter started in 2013, I think. So this would be his first album since then, which makes a lot of sense that this is in front of the White House, so representative of the US government. And then like the judge, we have the Black Lives Matter movement going on. To me, it's giving me that we're really going to be talking about systemic racism, is my guess. And the oppression of black and just in general people of color in the United States. That's what I'm getting out of the album cover. I don't know if that's right, but we're gonna find out. It is 16 songs, an hour and 18 minutes. I'm nervous, if I'm being honest, but you know, it is what it is. Wesley's Theory. This has quite a few plays. You know, I like that it sounds like it's like a vinyl. At least that first like 4 seconds sounds like kind of like a vinyl starting. And Good Kid, Mad City, I think it was like the cassette tape. I like when things kind of flow in and out. Oh my gosh, if I'm right about the whole premise of the album, that would make a lot of sense. But that would have been before. He would have wrote Black Boy Fly and Collect Calls before then. Maybe not. Who knows? I'm you know what? We're just gonna start the song.
Every nigga is a star. 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 Who am I that you admire? Every nigga is a star.
Hit me! When the 4 corners of this cocoon collide, you'll slip through the cracks, hoping that you'll survive.
Cocoon. Butterfly.
Gather your weight, take a deep look inside. Are you really who they idolize? To pimp a butterfly.
At first I did love you.
So, does that mean my theory? Maybe we are talking a little bit about like him coming into fame and dealing with like, I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be bigger than that. The exploitation of black people in America, that in general as a system and systemic racism, and then him who has gotten out of Compton, even though we know that he's always going to be connected to his roots, but you know what I mean? Of like, he's become a successful rapper. His first debut album with a major record label was very, very successful. That's where I'm thinking this is going, kind of those two things at once. You'll slip through the cracks hoping that you'll survive. Gather your wind, take a deep breath inside. Are you really who they idolize?
But I just wanna fuck. Late nights thinking of you. Until I got my nut. Toss and turn, lesson learned. You was my first girlfriend. Bridges burned all across the board. Destroyed. But what for? When I get signed, homie, I'm acting fool. Hit the dance floor, strobe lights in a room. Snatch your little secretary bitch for the homies. Blue-eyed devil with a fat ass monkey. I'ma buy a brand brand new Cuddy on bows. Truck the hood up 2 times, do slow. Platinum on everything, platinum on wedding ring. Married to the game and a bad bitch shows. When I get signed on me, I'ma buy a strap. Straight from the CIA, set it on my lap. Take a few M16s to the hood. Pass them all out on the block, what's good? I'ma put the cop to swap me by the White House. Republican run up, get signed out. Hit the press with a Cuban link on my neck. Uneducated, but I got $1 million check like that.
We should never cave, we should never cave. Niggas, money go back home, money go back home. We should never cave, we should never cave. Niggas, money go back home, money go back home. Everybody get up.
Oh, this album's gonna be insane. This album's gonna be insane. I'm gonna put the Compton swap meet by the White House is such a line. This kind of makes me feel like, guys, we're like first song of the album, second song of the video into this, and I'm already bringing up my girl. I'm sorry. It's just easier for me to explain connections that way. That's how my brain works. Again, Taylor Swift is not the only one who does this. It's just someone I know a lot about. A lot of times in songs, people think that she's being serious when she's portraying a character that others have said about her, right? So she's like, fine, of course I'm this, you know, that sort of thing. Whether it be media, whether it be the industry, whether it be fans, you know, it's like, if this is who, you know, this is who you think I am. So like she basically writes the song. It's not super in your face that she's playing a character. And that's what this kind of feels like, at least initially, is almost this like, oh, I've become famous and this is what I'm gonna do. The people who have like listened to his discography up until this point would know that that doesn't really mash up with who we know Kendrick to be and what his message is. So this almost feels like a, whether it be the temptation or whether it be this is what the industry or like society would assume, like, oh, it's just another rapper. That's the vibe it gives me. And I wonder if that, like, that whole play on like the girlfriend, like that feels very much like we're talking about, he's talking about like the game. He's talking about the industry, the rap game as a girlfriend. I think he's used that that may have been in Section 80 or in The Heart. I don't remember, but it all blurs, right? But I know he's made that analogy. Guys, we're already into what literary device am I talking about? The point is that I think that's kind of what he's talking about. At first I did love you. Like I did love this. Like you know, but now I want to mess you up. I want to, you know, I want to just, you know, like that's the vibe it gives.
But I just want to fuck.
I like this.
But what for?
Yo, what's up? It's Trey. Remember the first time you came out to the house? You said you wanted a spot like mine. But remember, anybody can get it. The hard part is keeping it, motherfucker.
What you want? You a house, you a car, 40 acres and a mule, a piano, a guitar, anything. Say my name is Uncle Sam on your dog. Motherfucker, you can live at the mall. I know you're a kind.
So that's where that came from the Super Bowl. Oh my God, I love this journey. Oh, there's so many layers already. How am I gonna do this as like an album video? Maybe I should have like done these as like individual songs? Okay, not the time. The hard part is keeping it. Oh, the layers of this, it's like, it almost feels like there's like 2 layers going on at once. It's almost like him in the industry as an individual and like starting to really see how the world treats him. But then this other layer of just like the Black experience in America system and how it's set up, of those paralleling at the same time, and like what his childhood was, what he's experienced, what he knows, right? And then so you have this layer of like, oh, well, now you've made it. And then you've also got this undertone where you're like, but it's still within this system, right? Like, oh, you've made it, but like, have you? Because is it ever equal? Is it ever fair? And the 40 acres and a mule, a piano and a guitar, anything, see my name, Uncle Sam, I'm your dog. Like, as if like,
Don't have receipts. That's fine. Pay me later. Wear those gaiters. Cliche and say fuck your haters. I can see the bottle in you. I can see the dollar
And it's like the whispering in the ears of the people being like, oh, like, it reminds me of how, like, when we're talking about like socioeconomic class division and we're talking about how America has set up our economic system, it applies to everyone, right? If you're not in the 1%, right? People just don't, I don't think have like a really, I didn't have a great concept of just how much difference in money like we're talking about. So that's not to say this doesn't impact everyone, but we also know that while we have a lot of really shady practices when it comes to enticing consumers, as if these things are going to help you, save you, fix you, make you this, make you that, there's enough research to support that so many things get targeted towards certain demographics, especially for people of color and especially for Black Americans. You don't have receipts, oh man, that's fine, pay me later. You know, I can see the baller in you, I can see the dollar in you, like just spend it. Like just, you know, like don't you want to keep up? That is what this makes me feel like.
White lies, but it's no white collar in you. But it's whatever though, because I'm still following you. Because you make me live forever, baby. Count it all together, baby. They hit the register, make me feel better, baby. Your horoscope is a Gemini, 2 sides, so you better.
We've already got our first Gemini line. Love it.
Everything 2 times, 2 coops, 2 chains, 2 C notes, too much and enough, both we know. Christmas, tell them what's on your wish list. Get it all, you deserve it, Kendrick.
That's
And when you
patient.
in the White House, do you? But remember, you ain't passed economics in school. And everything you buy, Texas will deny. How Wesley sniped your ass before 35.
Looking down is quite a drop.
Wesley's Theory, that's a name, right? Wesley, why do I know that name? Faced a 3-year prison sentence for filing tax. Okay. So tax evasion. But wasn't there, I feel like there's more to that story though. Wasn't there something about like, was it like a political thing? Argue that IRS was illegitimate government agency. Okay. Yeah. I knew it was something like that. Okay. Oh, I love when Kendrick brings in things.
When you're on top, we on top together. Metaphors, leaving metaphors metaphysically in a state of euphoria. Look both ways before you cross my mind. We should never give, we should never give. Niggas, money go back home, money go back home. We should never give, we should never give. Niggas, money go back.
And the go back home, like about literally anyone in this country, go back, unless you are a part of an indigenous tribe, okay? What? It's a melting pot, like what? And don't even get me started on the fact, like, I'm sorry, who forced people here? That was a really interesting way to open up the album, and I feel like it did a really good job of setting up, touch on, I think, the things that we're going to talk about is what it seems. I think mostly it's just crazy to think about, like, the whole Uncle Sam thing probably didn't seem so crazy to those of you who had listened to this album as it was for me watching it. It was just so perfectly relevant. Is honestly sad that we haven't made progress. It's just kind of a cool layer. Like, I didn't realize that that was not only super relevant and such a well done performance that is so applicable for today, but still touched on something that was from this album from way back when. That just adds another layer to the Super Bowl performance, and it's the reason why when I'm done through his discography I want to go back and rewatch it, because I think I will be even more blown away by it. I was blown away the first time if you haven't seen that video, but even more of an appreciation because I'm gonna even understand all these little nuances that I didn't see the first time. Next up we have For Free ? Interlude. Anytime you bring up free, I'm concerned.
Motherfucker. You.
Oh, hey, I had not started you. I just clicked on the screen. Disrespectful. Okay. Sorry, start that again? Ooh!
This dick ain't free. You motherfucker. You are
If I don't get my life together in the next 2.5 seconds, I keep trying to check signal stuff and it's messing with me.
You motherfucker. You a hoe ass nigga. I don't know why you trying
like you God's gift to earth. Nigga, you ain't shit. You ain't even buy me no outfit for the 4th. I need that Brazilian wavy 28-inch. You playing. I shouldn't be fucking with you anyway. I need a baller ass, boss ass nigga. You's an off-brand ass nigga. Everybody know it. Your homies know it. Everybody fucking know. Fuck you, nigga. Don't call me no more. You don't know. You gon' lose on a good bitch. My other nigga is on. You off. What the fuck is really going on?
This is something that my friend Jessie taught me years ago, and it has saved my life. I am not kidding. It has gotten me out of so many things. The ADHD have a tendency to like interrupt and forget things. I don't know why I haven't been doing this in some of my videos when I'm like, I'm gonna forget. Now granted, this only lasts for so long and there's only so many distractions, right? She talks about it as like if you think of something, doing the physical act of it serves two purposes. It can serve as a visual thing for the other person. So my friends who know me really well and know that like I will forget it, if they see me do it, they'll get themselves to a stopping point and then they'll allow me to say something, right? Where I don't interrupt them, but they can hold their place. I don't expect them to do that, but my close friends will do that, which is really cool. But the main reason for it is the thought feels connected to the action. So it's like almost like you're holding on to it. And so my brain has something to like anchor to, if you will. Just a side note. I've said this before, I'm not gonna do a whole spiel again. I am never intentionally trying to throw shade. That's never my intention. I never wanna be disrespectful, especially when it's entering into a space that's talking about a culture that is not my own. That is an absolute last thing I wanna do. The beginning of it for a little bit reminded me of Hercules. The goddesses that are on the pot when they come out, all those goddesses, if I remember correctly, like a lot of them are women of color. And I love them. It just kind of reminded me of them starting to sing. I don't know why, but that's what my brain did. So that's what that was for. Wow. Okay. Keep going.
Ain't free. You looking at me like it ain't a receipt, like I never made ends meet, eating your leftovers and raw meat. This dick ain't free. Living in captivity, raised my cap salary, celery, telling me green is all I need. Evidently all I seen was spam and raw sardines. This dick ain't free. I mean, baby, you really think we could make a baby name Mercedes without a Mercedes Benz and 24-inch rims, 5% tint and air conditioning vents? Hell fucking no.
The sound, this kind of like talking. I know there's terminology for this. You guys know that's not my forte. If you'd like to educate me, I am always open to learning more. So if you want to tell me what the true name of that, kind of reminds me of like a little bit of jazzy, a piano bar vibe a little bit. I'm loving it.
Dick ain't free. I need 40 acres and a mule, not a 40 ounce in a pit bull. Bullshit. Matador, had a door knocking. Let him in. Who's that? Genito's best friend. This dick ain't free. Pity the food that made the pretty and you prosper. Titty juice and pussy lips kept me obnoxious. Kept me up watching pornos and poverty. Apology, no. Watch you politic with people less fortunate like myself. Every dog has his day. Now doggy style shall help.
Again with the multi-layer, not that this is anything not typical for Kendrick, it's like the layers seem more visible. I don't know if that's gonna make sense to anybody. There's layers to things where there's like hidden layers, deeper meanings, you know what I mean? And then there's times where things are, you can see it more. That's how this feels to me. I feel like the layers are more like evident. They're not necessarily like hidden. I mean, they would be hidden if you didn't look, because to me the different layers that are going on is we're still talking about his experience getting into the industry, starting to get this notoriety, starting to accumulate more wealth, and having such a different experience than what he's used to, while also talking about the way our society and our government and all that stuff has preyed upon when it comes to economics, especially with people of color. You know, it's like this, oh, like you want these, what's the word I want to use? The temptations of like, well, just purchase this, just buy this. You can tell he's kind of talking about his experience, but then it's also riddled with the undertones of how the system is set up in general. And it's not that this is something he hasn't talked about before, but I don't know, something about the way these songs are so far, they feel, like I said, the layers feel more visible. Like we're telling two stories at the same time in a more evident way. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm gonna go with.
Dick ain't free. Matter of fact, I need interest. Matter of fact, it's 9 inches. Matter of fact, see our friendship based on business. Pinching, more pinching, your pinching, my consensus. Been relentless. Fuck forgiveness, fuck your feelings, fuck your sources. All distortion. If we fuck, it's more abortion, more divorce, course and portion. My check with less endorsement left me dormant, dusted, dude, disgusted. Force weight, fuck you, figures and more shit. Porcelain pipes, pressure, busting twice, choices, devastated, decapitated the horseman. Oh, America, you bad bitch. I picked cotton and made you rich. Now my ain't free.
I'ma get my Uncle Sam to fuck you up. You ain't no king.
I need a minute. I need a minute because I need to scroll through these. What? Watch you politic with people less fortunate like myself. Every dog has its day. Matter of interest. What a wild. All your sources. If you fuck, it's more divorce course portion. Check it. I literally don't even know how to verbalize my thoughts right now. I mean, seriously. Oh, I'm going to love going through these lyrics after this. Just to research some of this, because I know there's going to be things that I don't even know about, obviously. But I think probably some of the biggest ones was towards the end for me, where it became a little bit more evident. He becomes a little bit more intentional as it goes on. My check with less endorsement left me dormant. That is such a line. Dusted, doomed, disgusted, forced with what? Wait, where am I? Oh, God, I keep getting thrown. Oh, this choice is devastated, decapitated the horseman. Like the headless horseman? Or the 4 horse? No, he would have said more. No, if it's the horseman, the only horseman I can think of is the headless horseman. Decapitate. Right? Maybe? I need more context. Oh, America, you bad. Maybe? Choice is devastated, decapitated the horseman, but the horseman's already headless, so it's not real? Like, there isn't a choice. Choice is devastated, decapitate the horseman. Oh, America, you bad bitch. I picked cotton and made you rich. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure how to verbalize like what I'm seeing. I know that sounds silly, but it's like in the context of, you know, a matter of fact, I see our friendship based on business. Pension, more pension, you're pinching my percents. So it's like the exploitation of Black people, and then that's that layer. And then you've got the extra layer of him being exploited in the industry, which happens so often. It's been relentless. Fuck forgiveness, fuck your feelings, your sources. It's like you're trying to justify it. But then when you get into choice is devastated because there isn't a choice. Decapitated by the horseman. The headless horseman. Right? Or maybe oh, America, you bad bitch. I picked cotton and made you rich. That line, regardless if I'm interpreting the other ones wrong, that is one of his best. Oh, America, you bad bitch. I picked cotton and made you rich. Like, the exploitation. Wow. Now my dick ain't free. And there was a line above too. Where was the watch you politic with people less fortunate like myself. Like, you play with people's lives, especially with people of color. That end, I mean, the whole thing was crazy, but like that end really, like I said, I don't think I'm doing a very good job of explaining like what I'm seeing. I don't know the right words to use, but there's something about that choice is devastated. It's almost like the broken promises kind of thing. The 40 acres and a mule. It's kind of like that play on if America is the land of the free, then like, why are we not equal in that freedom? Because everyone does not have the same. And it's also that play on like equality versus equity. I think one of the most poignant visuals that I've seen is there's a time and a place for equality and there's a time and place for equity. It's got 3 people and it's like an adult and then like, you know, like probably like a preteen and then like a toddler or something like that. And it shows them trying to look over a fence. I want to say it's a baseball game. The point is that one side of it has 3 ladders that are all the same height. And they said, this is equality, handing the same, right? But that doesn't change anything because the little can't see at all. The middle is trying but still can't, and then the adult can see perfectly. And the other side, it has them where it's stacked, right? Because equality is not the same thing as equity. And so there's some of that kind of play on that as well that's coming out for me. Okay, I need to move on. I feel like I talked a lot and made zero sense. But you know, it is what it is. Also, the end, I'm gonna get Uncle Sam to fuck you up. Like, I'm gonna get the system. I'm gonna get the system that's built for cis, straight, white men, essentially, to mess with you. As if it doesn't already do that. And then, you ain't no king. And then the next song is King Kunta, is that how you say it? I might need to go get another jacket. Like, I don't know why I'm so cold, but I am so cold.
I got a bone to pick. I don't want you monkey mouth motherfucker sitting in my throne again. I'm mad, but I ain't stressing.
I want to say that this, it was something like, I think it was from a book and it was about a slave. I'm pretty sure. I want to go try to find that comment, but I know it's going to take too long. I don't know if someone shouldn't have told me that and that's too much of a spoiler, but I do know that, so I just wanted to be honest that I did get told that at one point. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. If it's not, just ignore me.
I got a bone to pick. I don't want you monkey mouth motherfucker sitting in my throne again. I'm mad, but I ain't stressing. True friends. One question. Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking. King Kunta, everybody wanna cut the legs off him. Kunta, black man.
Yeah, they said that it was, I think it was like I think he had to cut off his foot. That's gotta be what this was. Interesting, king, and then, but also representing that juxtaposition is, I'm sure that's, okay, that's probably the point of the song. Okay, focus.
Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking. King Kunta, everybody wanna cut the legs off him. When you got the yams.
What's the yams?
The yam is the power that be. You can smell it when I'm walking down the street.
Oh yes we can, oh yes we can.
I can dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghost rider. What the fuck happened?
Oh no.
I swore I wouldn't tell. But most of y'all sharing bars like you got the bottom bunk in a two-man sale.
A two-man sale.
Something's in the water.
Something's in the water.
And if I got
I need a second. You know, it's funny. I've received multiple comments recently. It was in response to me being like, I'm sorry for laughing. And they're like, no, like Kendrick has a side. Like he has a side. And I was like, you know, that's fair because I think about him in the Super Bowl performance. And while I do think there was obviously a lot of layers to that and a lot of deeper, I don't view that performance about being a just dissing or, you know, a feud. There's so many layers to that. I think it's unfair to minimize that performance to just being that, right? That's just my personal opinion. However, that was a layer to it, right? And like the man who looks at that camera, like I'm excited because I think I'm starting to get a little bit more of that side of him. Yeah, it's coming out. Listen, I don't love pettiness just to be petty, but when it's done right, when it's done well, that's why, listen, I am a Reputation girly. The Reputation album, that whole saga, the true story of it and understanding it, living it, experiencing it, and then looking back at it is one of the most like iconic things. That entire album drop, the whole 9 yards. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're interested, let me know. But the point is, I love a good like calculated shade when it's done with like precision. And that's something I think Taylor does well. I feel like rap and hip hop, I feel like that's more common within that space, right? Like that's a part of it. There's like the competition aspect of it, but you don't get that with every genre of music necessarily. Seeing Kendrick with these calculated, I'm loving it. This is why they are masterminds. I gotta hear that again. I swore I wouldn't tell.
dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghost rider. What the fuck happened?
Oh no.
I swore I wouldn't tell. But most of y'all sharing bars like you got the bottom bunk in a two-man sale.
A two-man sale.
Something's in the water.
Iconic.
And if I got a brown nose for some gold, then I'd rather be a bum than a motherfucking ball. Oh yeah. Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking. King Kunta, everybody wanna cut the legs off him. King Kunta, black man taking no losses. Oh yeah.
I love it.
Got the whole world talking King Kunta. Everybody wanna cut the legs off. When you got the yams. The yam brought it out of Richard Pryor. Manipulated Bill Clinton with desires. 24/7, 365 days times 2. I was contemplating getting on stage just to go back to the hood, see my enemy and say, oh yeah, bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking King Kunta. Everybody wanna cut the legs off him. King Kunta, black man taking no losses. Oh yeah, bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking King Kunta.
He's made his position very clear. I love him for it. I respect him for it. I think that his desire to do things differently and lead a different path, and that he cares so much about, you know, the community he's raised from and trying to make change, calling out the issues within our society, within our government. I love it, respect it. I feel like songs like this, he does it really well, because he does it, especially, like, I think about too, like, the only other big Kendrick song that I think I know other than the ones that were on Good Kid, Mad City is Humble. And I just think about that song, and I've said this before, that he seems so grounded. It's really cool to watch him, like, be able to, like, give himself praise and accolades and do it in a fun way while also still calling things out. Call outs while also staying humble and grounded, but also being like, yeah, like, you are doing really well. You deserve a lot of recognition. I like when he chooses to do that, how he chooses to do that. Maybe the better way to say it is, I think he's so well balanced in how he approaches everything.
Everybody wanna cut the legs off.
I love it.
Goat mouth mammy fuck.
I was gonna kill a couple rappers, but they did it themselves. Everybody's suicidal, they didn't even need my help. This shit is elementary, I'd probably go to jail if I shoot at your identity and bounce to the left. Stuck a flag in my city, everybody screaming Compton. I should probably run from here when I'm done, to be honest. And I put that on my mama and my baby boo too. 20 million walking out the court, baby, whoa, whoa. Oh yeah, fuck the judge, I made it past 25. And now I was a little nappy-headed nigga with the world behind him. Life ain't shit but a fat vagina. Screaming, Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay?
We get a Michael Jackson, Annie, are you okay? I love this song.
With
I
the
love this
gold
song.
play straight from the bottom, Mr. Belly of the beast. From a peasant to a prince to a motherfucking king. Oh yeah? Bitch, where you and I was
By the time you hear the next pop, the funk shall be within you.
now I run the game, got the whole world talking King Kunta. Everybody wanna cut the legs off him. King Kunta, black man taking no losses. Oh yeah? Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking King Kunta. Everybody wanna cut the legs off him.
Ooh, I like that.
I remember you was conflicted, misusing your influence.
Oh God, does that mean I'm in for it now? You gave me a high and now you're gonna hit me while I'm down? Is that what's gonna happen? I gotta go back because it switched to the next song. I loved that. Straight from the body, this belly of the beast, from a peasant to a prince to a motherfucking king is a bar. Oh my God. I love that. Also, what is that? That's sampled from something, right? The words. Is there not a way to look, like, isn't there like a little pop-out screen on, here we go, credits, maybe not. I feel like that funk was, maybe it's just reminding me of something. Okay, yeah, we want the funk. Okay, I'm glad I'm not just like totally losing it. It's just on the credits. Mixed by Ali. I'm glad he's still here. Thank gosh. Oh, background vocals. Whitney Alford. Is that his wife or fiance? I feel like that's her name. Okay, I gotta let Legend out. Next up, we have Institutionalized. I'm worried. I was trying to get the lyrics up. It was like,
What money got to do with it? When I don't know the full definition of a rap image. I'm trapped inside the ghetto and I ain't proud to admit it. Institutionalized, I keep running back for a visit. Hold up.
Hold up.
Get it back. I said I'm trapped inside the ghetto and I ain't proud to admit it. Institutionalized, I can still kill me a nigga, so what?
If I was the president, I'd pay my mama's rent, free my homies and them. Bulletproof my Chevy doors, lay in the White House and get high, Lord. Whoever thought, Master, take the chains off me.
Is that Snoop Dogg? Hold on. Oh, I didn't realize. Again, it's like there's these different layers going on at once. His personal experience happening while also addressing the system, right? That's what this whole album has felt like, which is so cool. I mean, he always has that, right? Like, there's always like an undertone of that. But like I said earlier, I still haven't come up with a better way to say it. It just feels more like two separate things running at once. Everyone's kind of institutionalized when you're in a system that's oppressive, right? We're all subject to the institution, especially, obviously, with his experience being like a black man. But then you also have him talking about, it's like his demons. Like, I keep running back for a visit. Or not demons, that's probably not the best word. He's trapped inside the ghetto. One, kind of almost being like scared of your success, but also the trauma of what he's experienced in his life thus far. Your trauma haunts you until you address it. And it'll come up in different ways. And it's kind of like him being a prisoner in a way to his past while also talking about in general. Part of what I'm seeing and part of where I think it's gonna go, because you've got that double layer. Also, I love that Hold Up, just because it always makes me think of like the song.
Life to me like a box of chocolate, quid pro quo, something for something, that's the obvious. Oh shit, flow so sick, don't you swallow it, biting my style, your salmonella poison positive. I can just alleviate the rap industry politics, milk the game up, never lactose intolerant, the last remainder, a real shit, you know the obvious. Me, scholarship, no, streets put me through colleges, be all you can be, true, but the problem is a dream, only a dream, if work, don't follow it, remind me of the homies that used to know me, now follow this. I tell you my hypothesis, I'm probably just way too loyal. K-Dizzle would do it for you. My niggas think I'm a god. Truthfully, all of them spoil. Usually you're never charged, but something came over you once I took you to them fucking BET Awards. You looking at artists like they're harvests. So many rollies around you and you want all of them. Somebody told me you thinking about snatching jewelry. I should've listened what my grandmama said to me.
Shit don't change until you get up and wash your ass, nigga. Shit don't change until you get up and wash your ass. Boy, shit don't change till you get up and wash your ass, nigga. Oh, now, slow down.
Once upon a time in a city so divine called Westside Compton, there stood a little nigga, he was 5 foot something. God bless the kid, took his homies to the show and this is what they said.
Fuck am I supposed to do when I'm looking at walking licks? The constant big money talk about the mention in foreign whips, the private jets and passport, presidential glass for gold bottles, gold models, giving up the ass for Instagram flick, sucking dick. Fuck is this? One more sucker waving with a fleshy wrist. My defense mechanism tell me to get him quickly because he got it. It's a recession, then why the fuck he ain't king of diamonds? No more living, boy, meet my 4-4. When I see him put the per diem on the floor. Now Kendrick know they your co-workers, but this gon' take a lot for this pistol go cold turkey. Now I can watch on the TV and be okay, but see I'm on the clock once that watch landing in LA. Remember still from the rich and giving it back to the poor. Well, that's me at these awards.
I guess my grandmama was warned.
Wow. Like I said, I love all the layers of like these intertwining stories. I mean, of course, his individual experience within that system, right? But I'm just saying, like, the way he kind of weaves in and out of talking about the system itself and then his experience within it, the rap industry, him gaining this notoriety, he's painting such a story without even like telling the story directly. He really is kind of just weaving back and forth, but it's still painting this picture. And then you have like Snoop talking about him in that like imposter syndrome too. There's the layers of like, him as an individual with like the remember stealing from the rich and giving it back to the poor, getting the notoriety, and like all these people are paying attention to him. And then being in that position, I can only imagine is so difficult. I think one of the hardest things is like when you know behind the shiny curtain and then you see the hoarding of wealth and like the way people like worship it. It's hard to be like, wow, I'm in this and I have to, once again, as he did when he was in Compton, of having to like know when to lean into it, know when to go around it. It sounds like he's having that imposter syndrome of being too different, but then also being like, yeah, but like, look at all this. You know, I feel like that is a part of it too. Remember stealing from the rich and giving it back to the poor? Well, it's me at the awards. Like, oh my God.
Boy, she said, shit don't change until you get up and wash your ass, nigga. Shit don't change until you get up and wash your ass. Boy, shit don't change till you get up and wash your ass, nigga. Oh, now, slow down.
Once upon a time in the city so divine called Westside Compton, there stood a little nigga, he was 5 foot something. Dazed and confused, talented but still under the neighborhood rules. You could take your boy out the hood, but you can't take the hood off the homie. Took his show money, stashed it in the mosey wosey. Hollywood's nervous, fuck you, good night, thank you much for your service.
Ooh, I like the way that ended. I really liked that. I mean, I feel like I stopped that throughout that, so I don't have a lot to say on it. I mean, just like all of his songs, you're gonna have to go back because of course you're gonna miss something. Of course, I'm not gonna get every reference. All of his lyrics are always like just layered with it. But it is starting to paint that picture of like how he's feeling, where he's at. He's still being kind of haunted by his past. That's also a hard thing too, I can imagine, is like, you know, understanding like when is the time to evolve and when is the time to keep your roots? When are your roots preventing you from growing, and when are you so detached from them that you're essentially starving yourself, right? That's a really hard balance. And I feel like that is a part of this. All right, okay. Next up, we're gonna have these walls. As always, I leave you with, let me know your thoughts. What did I miss? What did I get right? What's your perspective? And until the next time, bye.